Hey guys, this is HotNoob here, and this is the second PHP tutorial video in my PHP series. So anyways, right after setting up your XAMPP server or your server or whatever, you're probably going to be wanting to look for something other than Notepad. Although I'm sure most of you guys here who are trying to learn PHP, you guys already got some sort of program for code editing, because you do need to know HTML in order to know PHP. So if you guys don't already know how to program in HTML, what I want you guys to do is just go to w3schools.com, and I want you guys to take a look at the HTML section. So click Learn HTML and just go through everything here first, and then there should be a JavaScript portion as well, and go through all of the JavaScript as well. So here we are, JavaScript. Go for all of that, and then come back to these tutorials, because you do need to know your basics in order to work with PHP, because PHP's output is all in HTML or text or whatever, right? It's all text. It's why it's a hypertext processor, right? So anyways, if you haven't already, if you're still using plain old Notepad, what you want to do is you want to get yourself a program like Notepad++. I like Notepad++. It's pretty good. Or what you can do is, what I really like is WeBuilder 2010 or 2011, and the reason for that is because it has its own little Intel-y sense, or whatever you want to call it, right? So anyways, you probably had some time to explore the folder here. Eventually, hopefully, you'll figure out that htdocs is where all of your server files go, right? All of these here are just configuration is just for installation, configuration, and whatnot. So what you want to do is you want to open up htdocs, and you can keep this here, but I'm going to just open this up and edit this, and I'm going to change this to go away. And leave a nice little message for people who try to get access to your computer or whatever. So I'm gonna click here, close others. Yeah, it's in the way. Okay, so then when you go and go on the root, you won't be forwarded to XAMPP, and then ta-da, if you need it. You know, it's just more for convenience. Anyways, let's get started here. I'm going to start by creating a folder here, and I'm just going to call this PHP tut2, or scov t2 for tutorial 2, and I'm going to start by creating a new folder and calling this, just for ease of access, we'll just call this index.php. Now, if you don't already know, the index.php or index.htm or HTML files are always called first, like they're the defaults, or default.php. It really depends on your server configuration, but for the most part, you just want to keep with index.php, and those are called when you call, like when you want to load a directory. Like, as you can see, there's no file name, but what it's really calling is index.php. Just to let you guys know, little server basics. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up with the builder, and the first thing you're going to be wanting to put in are the PHP tags. Now, a lot of people, they just do the less than sign, and then question mark, and then question mark, and then the greater than sign. But the issue is not all servers are configured that way, so it's best to just make it a habit to always put PHP after the first opening tag. And I'm not sure if any of you know, but if you do that, the server, if you have PHP and ASP.NET running on the same thing, the server could mix it up. Or maybe it's not .NET, but I haven't programmed with ASP, so I don't know. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead here and say echo hello world. Now, you'll notice that I use single quotation marks. The reason for being is that with single quotation marks, you can put in the variable names, like variable names and dollar signs and whatnot, and then /n and whatnot. So as a result, it's going to require less processing. So for all of the words that are all of the things that you're going to be outputting that don't include variables, you want to use single quotation marks. Otherwise, you want to use double quotation marks. And another reason is because it's cleaner, and I'll show you guys why in a little second. So I'm going to go ahead here and I call this PHP T2. Open it up, and you got hello world. And if you go view source, that's the only thing that's on the page. Right? So obviously you have your echo command, which is just outputting something, and then you got your print. I think it's print. I don't know. Here, this is why I like this. As you can see, you get your little IntelliSense or whatever. So output a string, and it gives integer. I'm assuming that's just, I don't know, world again. Now, something you will notice is, well, it's going to be connected. Right? There's no space, right? It's not raw text, right? Nothing is put in between, so you do have to manually manage what's put in there. A constant is PHP underscore EOL, which stands for end of line, and that's just putting in the /r/n or /n/r characters in there, depending on what type of server you're running on. If it's Linux, it's just going to put in /n. Or a more efficient way to do this, but not necessarily more clean, is just to do it like this. /r/n, right? And you'll get the exact same results. And yeah. Something to be aware of, though, is this is actually a lot faster in terms of processing compared to with dots. You know, with the constant variable. And the reason for being is because with constant variable, the PHP has to call it from its memory and then write it in, whereas here it's just going through a simple little loop or whatever to process it. So that's pretty much it for your basics for PHP. So I'm going to be going over some more in the next tutorial. So you guys can come check out my blog at HotNoob.com, and I'll see you guys later.